Hey guys, welcome back to the channel where I cover missing persons, unsolved cases, crime news, and more. So you probably all have heard there have been some emails released through FOIA in regards to Stephan Stern's emailing to his parents. Looks like he's speaking to his father and his mother. Apparently they get a tablet that kind of gets passed around the facility. So I'm going to go through those in case you haven't seen them and want to listen to them and take a look at them. So these are the emails. Looks like there's like 17 pages. I haven't gone through all of them yet. There's one that's very interesting to me that has really circulated through social media, and you probably have seen that, but if not, here's your opportunity. This is, again, looks like they all start on March 1st through 7/2, so this is pretty current. Now this one here, it has this is from Chris Stearns, that would be his father, and it's to Stephan Stearns, and his father states, "How does this work? Is this like snail mail? I assume like everything else is everyone has access and can read these messages. I think this will get limited use. We'll see. Thoughts?" Yeah, because a lot of folks have been wondering as well. I've seen some postings on some of the groups that they're wondering, well, how do you get access to his email? Remember, if you're behind bars, nothing you do is private. So all of this stuff that he sends through emails, if he sends a letter, anything he receives in jail, anything that happens, it is public record. So his father already states that right off the bat, but Stephan and his mom, they kind of get into some other conversations that get kind of a little bit odd to me, and I know the investigators are definitely watching his emails for sure. So this one looks like it's about the 2024 primary election here. States, please read in its entirety if you would like to vote. It's that time of year again. So it looks like this is just some sort of email from the jail if they want to vote. So I guess he has the right to vote in jail. It always makes me interested that he's not allowed to vote once he's convicted of the felony. But while he's in jail awaiting his trial, he can vote. So this just goes through that. So that's not really anything of real importance. And here's another one about the election. All right, now here's another one with his parents. It states, "Hey, I just got access to the tablet again." Now this is from Stephan to his dad, and sometimes his mom will come in as well on these emails I've seen. "They have moved me to a regular isolation cell in C-Pod now. Presumably this is where I will stay for a while. It's not exactly the Ritz, it's a small cell and the pod is quite noisy." Now this is on June 19th, so he was moved almost a month ago. "I didn't think I would miss the medical pod, but now I wish I was back in that big cell where at least I could partially see out of the window and look at the sky and the grass and the trees off in the distance as they swayed in the breeze. I will try to call as soon as possible. I imagine you have your hands full with Puppies, and I can't wait to hear all about it. I love you both and will call soon. P.S. I am still waiting for the books to get into my hands. No clue if they were delivered yet. Maybe I will receive them in the next couple of days, hopefully. We will see soon, I suppose. I would like Congo and the Hobbit to be among the next ones that you send, please. And maybe also a book on origami. That could be interesting to learn and a good way to pass time and satisfy my need to create and craft and use my hands. Let's try that. Hopefully it's allowed since it's just folding paper, which I have plenty of, into different shapes, so it shouldn't be a security concern, I wouldn't think." So this just kind of starts his, I call them demands to his parents. He seems like they seem to want to satisfy him. So he's asking for books, and he'll start asking for money in his commissary and all that sort of stuff. So, and they seem to send him whatever he wants. So I guess he's got them wrapped around his finger, huh? Here is a email back from his father. It states, good to hear about your transfer and access to the tablet. Will this be full-time or limited like it's passed around on rotation? Let me know how often you have access to the tablet. We'll write something every day. Can you send your mother an invite so she can write you separately? I'll help her get set up on her computer. We confirmed a few books were received yesterday, the 18th, 5 of them, and 1 more on Monday. We'll jump on the origami book and order it now. Gee, see how quickly they are going to jump on whatever he wants? The puppies are doing well, and Lacey is a super mom. Get this, yesterday Mom had to rescue one of the puppies who got its leg in the collar. She snagged the puppy out of the pen, sat down on the bed to adjust the collar. While she was sitting there, Lacey, at a dead standstill, leaped over the 3-inch pen and landed squarely on the bed to be with her puppy. I hate to think what would have happened if she miscalculated the jump. Today, after many consecutive days of rain and threatening rain, no rain. We're in that rainy period of nonstop torrential rain that creates chaos with home building, flooding, and messy days. At least the ponds and retention ponds are looking normal again. They were really low. Tomorrow we travel with Lacey and the puppies to the vet to have the dew claws removed. This will be fun. Not. Although it's better than your mother doing it, who always is a nervous wreck. It's worth the expense to avoid. 7 puppies is 28 dew claws. Yep, better to have the vet to do it. Mom's writing a message below. Order the origami kit, which is a book and 20 pieces of specific origami paper for the patterns. Also sent out The Hobbit and Congo. That will be it book-wise for the next couple of weeks. Those should hold you. I have the rest you want in the cart and marked as save for later, so I wouldn't forget which ones you wanted. This is Mom writing. Love and hugs to you. Ironic that they're trying to make him so comfortable with what he wants to read, in my opinion, but I guess they're his parents. Here's another email, again on 6/19. Hey, the battery is low, so I gotta be quick here. I don't know how often I will get the tablet since others use it and I just have to wait until it's available. Again, this is Stephan responding to his parents. Can't get the commissary to work on it yet. Don't know why, but see if you can drop another $30 in there in the meantime so I can stock up on plenty of coffee. So this starts his talk about that he needs coffee every day. As for books, remove Christine and Eyes of the Dragon from the list and just wait for the Howling Trilogy book to be available to send that. The battery is about to die now. I love you both, and I accepted Mom's previous request to connect. Hugs and kisses. Talk to you later. And Dad responds, okay, will do. Love you too. Alright, next one here is the next day. Books delivered. Hey Stephan, I confirmed today the books were delivered minus the playing cards. They have to confirm if they are allowed. If not, they will be placed with your personal property. Puppies and Lacey went to the vet to have dew claws removed. We docked the tails ourselves. Glad that's done. Puppies and Lacey are resting, crashed out. Nothing else to report. It was a restless night for you, Mom, and Lacey. Lacey, as you know, is quite vocal and is very vocal with your mother during the night, wanting attention, food, or to be let out. Lacey is a good mother, but very demanding. I hope your mom survives the next 10 weeks. At this pace, I am not sure. LOL. Catch you later. Books delivered. 6/22. This is from Stephan to his dad. Hey, I finally had the tablet again. I can confirm I have begun to receive the books. Dragon Teeth, Spear, Timeline, Eaters of the Dead, and Sudoku. I have already read through the Dragon Teeth and Timeline since Thursday, and I am now reading Eaters of the Dead, LOL. Unfortunately, they would not allow the book on card games because it also contained playing cards, or maybe it was just playing cards, not sure, but it was placed in my property. Also, the origami book arrived and suffered the same fate because it contained paper in addition to the book, which sucks. Oh, that's so sad that he can't play origami or playing cards, huh, guys? So I still need a book, just a book on it and nothing else. Could you possibly send a new one that is just a book? And going forward, send only books and nothing else with them. That's the rule, and there's no allowance for any deviation from or reinterpretation of the rule. Please make sure Mom understands this as well, as these items do me no good locked away in my property and are therefore also impossible for you to refund or exchange either. Gosh forbid that they spend money that you keep asking them for, Stephan, and they can't get the book back or their money back. Apparently he cares about that. Which is just a total waste all around. Oh yes, I'm sure Lacey is quite demanding and starving all the time now, and I completely believe she is capable of leaving mom feeling harassed and henpecked. LOL. Life here in C-Pod is an adjustment. Just getting an eating utensil with meals is a hassle. Paper spoons are provided to people on a live watch and medical, but apparently not here in the regular pods, which leads me to believe there must be a standard issue utensil which I don't have. When I mentioned this to the officer dispensing food at lunch, he said, "Figure something out," and walked away. Yeah, I'm sure he's not a fan of yours, Stephan. He's not a fan. I will have to talk to the officer since I started in Unlive Watch and for the last 3.5 months have been in areas that are heavily restricted. I suspect there are many things which I should have but never received. The mat is flat and has very little cushion left. The cell is small, filthy, and has some spots on the wall that appear to be bloody fingerprints. Wow. So he's living in like a dungeon. I don't feel sorry for him at all. He put himself in this predicament, so the fact that he has to sleep on a flat mat with really no cushion to it, a filthy cell, and potentially blood fingerprints on the walls, well, that's just the place you put yourself, buddy. So it's 7 puppies instead of 8. Also, did the social workers pass my notes to you regarding the accounts to cancel the Spotify subscription yet? I also had some instructions for some of my personal property in there for you. And here's his dad responding to him. Good to hear from you. Sorry to hear about the hassle. I will instruct your mother accordingly. How long do you get to hold the tablet? I just arrived home and need to unload groceries, but saw your message and wanted to get back to you right away. Again, guys, he's got his parents wrapped around his finger. And here's him responding back to his dad. I will have it basically until they ask for it back, which may be an hour or two, sometimes longer, dispensing on demand and how attentive the officers are. And here's Dad's response. I failed to respond to your earlier question about the note from social worker. No, we haven't received anything from her yet. And here's Stephan responding back to Dad. Okay, no problem. She is probably awaiting approval from the attorneys. She has to run everything by them first. It looks like I have used up the free bonus messages on the system, so now it'll start using the credits. It seems this message will use 50 credits. How much do these credits cost? I currently have 200. As far as the notes about some of my personal property at the house, it was mostly instructions for what to do with my Warhammer 40k miniatures and terrain. I have a bit of terrain pieces in a yellow and black bin in the garage that have been left near the treadmill, and several boxes full of minis in my room and even under the desk. If you want to get them out of the way, I was going to suggest finding one of my friends on my Facebook page, Matt Measle, who's seeing if he would be interested in any of them or the terrain. Or he might want to help you be able to sell them. Or if you would rather just donate them to the Northport group, he could possibly help with that too, if he is willing. Contact him and see if he's willing to, and if so, coordinate with him. As for my Battletech minis or supplies, just leave those alone for now. There are some boxes for Battletech, and also a small gray box with a red handle that is labeled Battletech near the handle. That contains a lot of my Battletech minis. Just keep that aside along with anything else Battletech related until we know more about how things will go. Matt wouldn't be interested in them, and almost none of the other guys play it either. So hold on to it until I figure out things on my end. There's a second small gray box with a red handle that is not labeled. It contains a lot of Star Wars Legion minis and belongs with all the stuff that is in the blue bag on the closet floor that contains a bunch of other Star Wars Legion and X-Wing stuff. I don't know what to do with that. I don't think Matt would be interested, but maybe Tristan might like it if you guys were inclined to ship it up to him. I don't know. It's up to you. For my trading card games and cards that are in the plastic drawers under my desk, leave them alone for now. But if we need to part with them in the future, I hate to read these people's names because they're not redacted here. Frank may be interested in some of them, but as I said, leave them for now until things become more certain for me one way or the other. They have some value. And for my Tamagotchi and VPEC collection that's hanging on the closet and around the room, don't do anything with them just yet until we know how things will shake out. A lot of them are rare, expensive, and difficult, impossible to replace in the kind of pristine condition they are in. So leave them be for now, until we know more about what my situation is going to be. Sorry for the info dump, but basically just contact Matt about my Warhammer stuff, see if he's willing to help you with it, and don't get rid of any of my other stuff until we know more. Geek-O-Rama. If I was his parents, I'd just get rid of all of it. He ain't going anywhere. But they're going to listen to their amazing son. Here we go with Chris responding back to his son. Cost is 50 credits per message. When I send a message, it allows me to check a box that returns 50 credits to your account. I'll discuss all this with your mother and get back to you. It looks like there's another email about voting. Okay, and then we're back to Stephan replying to his father. Hey, I've just gotten the tablet again for at least a little while. The battery seems to run out quickly on it, though. Might only last a couple of hours. I have received The Hobbit, so that makes 5 books total received besides the origami and cards that were stuck into my property. Still waiting delivery of Congo. How are the things at the Poodle Palace? Miss you guys, and my mind is often occupied by thoughts of home. I wish I was there to help with the puppies. How are they? And Lacey. Alright, and here's Dad replying. Hey, Steph, sorry for the delay in responding. I just saw this. Amazon canceled the order, but we reordered it. Mom ordered a replacement origami book. Be on the lookout for that. The puppies are doing well. We recorded one of the puppies how was making sounds like Chewbacca and immediately decided to call the puppy Wookie. Lacey is being a super mother. Takes after her mother, Kissy. Wish I could show you a photo of her nursing toward the end of the first day. She face planted and the puppies are nursing. Sort of, I'm exhausted, just nurse and leave me alone. Not much going on other than working and puppy. Here's Mom. As we were talking on the phone last time, I was looking up the books you said you wanted and put them in the cart for later. I wanted to make sure I got the right ones. Gotta make sure you do everything right for baby Stephan. We will send out a couple at a time. I did reorder Congo. I don't know why Amazon canceled it, but they did. Maybe they didn't want him to read Congo. Maybe they didn't have that one available in paperback. Hopefully this one goes through. Dad is right about Lacey. She's a great testament to Kissy, as Kissy was to Dazzle. The pups are gaining 2 to 3 ounces a day. Now all are over a pound. I'm about halfway through the ENS exercises. They only go for 2 weeks. Looks like eyes shine in the inner corners of the eyes. By next week they will be able to see, hear, and start walking. They are loud. I don't get much sleep between the heat lamps, night light, pups making their noises, and Lacey's demands to be taken out every other hour and fed every 4 to 5 hours. It's truly a labor of love for us both. Love smelling and holding pups again. Wish you were here too. I finally reached the 50 pounds lost mark. Dad is looking like a third world refugee. He is so skinny. LOL. Big hugs and stay strong. We love you. Alright, here is Stephan responding back. Hey, Dad, looks that skinny? Wow. And congrats to Mom for the 50-pound milestone. I imagine I look rather changed as well. I just got a look at my face in the dark reflection of this tablet. My eyes are a bit sunk in with dark circles underneath, and my cheekbones are sticking out so much they look like they could cut you. I don't doubt that I'm continuing to lose weight. I'm going on 4 months now here, and in all that time I've never felt a full stomach and have in fact forgotten what that is like. There's never a time these days when I don't feel hungry, even right after a meal, which I completely clear my tray. I still feel hungry. But I am trying my best to stay in some kind of shape. I have done many push-ups and crunches over the last few weeks. Arms are starting to look bigger. It's funny how quickly and dramatically I get results from working out. I really should have done it more before. So you called the puppy Wookie instead of the obvious Chewy? Chewy sounds much better. LOL. I miss you both. One nice benefit of the tablet is access to the law library, which has a lot of case law and rulings. Guess he's going to educate himself on the law. I have been busy looking through that a bit for anything relevant to my own situation and think I have found some things which give me some hope, but only some. Oh, that's funny. I am not foolish enough to get my hopes entirely up for anything and can only really hope that my legal team will agree with my ideas and are willing to pursue them as tenaciously as I want them to. Oh, honey, don't become like a Sarah Boone. Trust me, it will not work out for you. And let's be honest, Stephan. The case against you is very, very strong. Especially the CSAM, buddy. Especially that CSAM. I can't explain it too much here, but there is still perhaps a slim hope for my situation. I don't think there's even a slim hope, buddy. At any rate, my odds are not 0% at this time. I think it's pretty much zero. Patience and faith and no small amount of praying and hope is what's getting me through. I maintain hope that I might be able to come home once this whole nasty business has reached its end, and I ask that you both remain hopeful as well and continue to pray for me to be delivered home again. Okay, Stephan, you abused Maddie. You abused her since she was 8 years old. You made her do horrific things, okay? And then you murdered her. No. You don't deserve anything good at all. And to be honest with you, most of us are praying for you to be locked up and throw away the key. If not the death penalty, buddy. So, yeah. I have to have that hope or I would be falling into true despair and lose the will to live. That's sad and pathetic. So keep that hope yourselves as well. Patience and faith. Still trying to figure out the issue with Commissary. I don't know why I can't say that right, guys. On this tablet, it's blank when I open the link. An official came to check on me today to see how I'm doing in isolation, really to see if I'm cracking up and need to go back into care and watch of mental health. And I mentioned to him my issues with Commissary. He said he would look into it. I also opened a request to administration through this tablet regarding issues as well a few days ago, so I expect a reply in the next day or two. I only have 7 coffees left. Okay, here's his one thing that he's upset about, really upset about, which is dangerously low for me. I usually like 2 a day and have started rationing down to 1, but soon I will have none, and then I will really be really glum. I think if you didn't do all this crap, you weren't a nasty monster, you wouldn't have to worry about the lack of coffee. Stephan? Really, the rest of us don't care if you ever get a drop of it ever again. Let's see. I usually like 2 a day and have started rationing down to 1, but I will soon have none and then I'll be really glum. I also only have 3 pieces of root beer candy left, so things are getting quite bleak in here for me in C ISO. Aw, he doesn't have his candy and his coffee. Let's cry him a river. I have not been able to resupply since I left the medical pod. Random drug test today, my name popped up on the list for it, which neither myself or the officer could understand since he knew as well as me that I'd been in isolation the whole time, so we both chuckled and shrugged and did it anyway. Yeah, I'm sure he chuckled. Go figure. I wish I could just be there when the pups start to open their eyes. That's always one of my favorite times with them. Seeing their little eyes grow more clear and walking up to the pen and seeing all the little tails start wagging when they see me as they do, that little puffy-chested prancing march over to greet me. I'm glad Lacey is such a good mom, and I wish I was there to pet her and praise her. I may have the tablet a little while longer, so write back if you'd like, and I might see it tonight. If not, in the next day or 2. Love you both. Hugs and kisses. See? He's starting to see how much he's going to be missing. Get used to it. Get used to it. None of this stuff you'll ever be a part of again. Alright, here's Dad writing back to his son. You don't see the commissary and can't order anything? I hope that gets resolved quickly. Yeah, that's concerning, isn't it? Do you remember your balance? Jail and prison are not meant to be comfortable. Alright, Dad, that's a good one. All part of the mental punishment, I guess. Stay positive. Talk with your attorneys. I keep thinking about how you would never ever rat out a friend. It really made me mad, and I felt like you valued them over us when you let them get away with stuff. Don't be doing that again. We all know Redacted was heavily involved in this, and I am disgusted that she is free and you are not when this is not all of your fault. This is the email that I speak of. Redacted, I really completely believe is Jen Soto. Let me know what you guys think. I believe that Mom, this is Mom talking here in this email. I believe Mom is talking about Jen. You need to think about yourself more and her less. She sure isn't thinking of you and how she can help you right now. That whole family is willing to stay quiet and let you take the fall for everything. When you do that, you are hurting us too. Please get out of your head over this and start talking with your attorneys. This stuff is serious, and you need to approach it as life and death, which it is. Think of the craziness Redacted lived through with Redacted various partners. Not a stable life at all for a child. I do pray for Redacted and you daily. I am thrilled that you are working out again and have a physical outlet for the stress. I hope you get your coffee and candy straightened out quickly. Yeah, that's very vital, isn't it? So far, I haven't seen a cancellation on Congo. Let us know as stuff filters down to you through the system. This origami book is just paperback. No paper, just patterns if I read it right. Well, I'm off to feed the curly ones now. Love, hugs, and prayers now, every day and night, Mom. So this right here is the email. To me, this is very, very important, and we all guarantee you that investigators have this one sitting in their evidence. This was sent on June 25th. And it's got to be Jen that's redacted there, because she's still considered not a suspect or a person of interest, though I find it so hard to believe she's still not been charged with something. The only thing I can think of is, even though they're combining the CSAM, all his nasty images, and the murder of Maddie, that maybe they were trying to use Jen for the first part, and then they're going to stick it to her for the big M. But other than that, I have no idea why Jen would not be charged at this point. I don't believe she was that naive. She's lied. There's just so many things. I mean, I completely believed that night when the officers met them after they reported Maddie missing, that she knew her daughter was dead. She knew. There are so many signs, and remember, the emotions weren't really there. She's all like, I just hadn't seen her, I don't know. And of course, Stephan describes her wearing black or blue pants, and she goes, no, she's wearing dark shorts, black shorts. Well, Jen, how would you know when you did not see your daughter that morning? Allegedly. And the lack of emotion really, it gets me really immensely. I think that she may not have known that morning right off the bat, but she knew at some point. She definitely knew by the time they called the cops to come and take a report. She knew Maddie was gone. And they weren't looking, because you don't go looking for something that's not missing. She knew exactly where her daughter was. I completely believe that. Then we jump to Stephan replying back to his dad and his mom here. Yep, it's a blank screen when I pull up the Commissary link. I think if I recall, I asked around the 19th for you to drop $30 in, but haven't been able to order, so minus $2 per day since then, maybe $18 left at this point. So maybe drop more in so I will have funds whenever I do get this sorted. I'll keep you updated on that. I will let you know as the books come in. So far I have The Hobbit, Eater to the Dead, Spear, Dragon Teeth, Timeline, and the Sudoku book. I have finished The Hobbit today. How I enjoy that book. Oh gosh. And that means I have read all the books you have sent me. LOL. After all, I'm a vicarious reader, and many of the Crichton books were read straight through in a day and night. They are always such page turners. I can't help it. The battery light is starting to flash on the tablet now, so this may be my last message tonight. It really runs out fast under use, and I've even been keeping it logged out with the screen off in between messages. Ugh. In other news, I at least got a standard issue spoon and cup today. Wow, he got a cup and a spoon. He's a big boy now. So that's one problem solved for the time being. Anyway, I love you both, and we'll try to get the tablet again the next day or two. So right back. Hugs and kisses and well wishes to you both, and give my love to the fur babies too. Good night. You know what you should be reading, Stephan? You should read the Bible. Maybe we can all tell Chris and all them in Northport, why don't you send your son a Bible? Just a suggestion I have. All right, here's mom and dad writing back. Okay, I added some money and replenished funds. By coincidence, I came across your list of books, so we'll jump on Amazon and order you more books. They just jump right on whatever he asks for, don't they? Let us know what other books to order as we'll cycle through the list soon. Are there any other mind games like crossword puzzles you like? Have you seen the attorneys regarding the POA yet? Chris, send your son a Bible. All right, here's an election email. Some sort of email about, I don't know, visitations or something. Some other event stuff, not really vital. All right, here is Stephan responding back to mom and dad. I have not seen the attorneys regarding the POA yet. I was finally able to use the Commissary kiosk yesterday. It said there was $28 in the account, which means by Monday there will be $22, so I had to keep my order under that. But I ordered 25 coffees for delivery on Tuesday, which cost $21.25. Couldn't get any more hard candy or crackers for budget, but I prioritized coffee and ran out yesterday, so I want to make sure I can get enough to last about 2 weeks if I limit myself to 2 a day. Sometimes I do have more though. Man, he needs to make sure he gets his coffee. I received the Easy Origami book yesterday and already have learned a few patterns. I wouldn't mind being sent an intermediate one soon. I'm glad you came across the book list, and yes, there are more titles I can add to it. As we cycle through the list, I will message you guys to add more. I'm still awaiting delivery of Congo, but as for what to send next, I'm thinking along the lines of Jurassic Park, The Lost World, and perhaps the Lord of the Rings trilogy, which can be found in a complete single-volume paperback, or alternatively, Ready Player One, if you don't want to send the trilogy just yet. As far as other mind games go, not so much yet, though I still need a book for single-player card game and whatnot. I will have the tablet for a little while and will try to turn it off to conserve battery and check these messages again in a little while. So right back. Love and hugs. And mom and dad write back. Okay, I will put more funds in it. Anything you want, honey. Sure, we'll put some more money in. Their system says their network is down, so I'll keep trying. We'll order what we can. I think Congo is still out for delivery. If I recall, there was a delay in shipping. Mom's referring to the list and we'll send out what we can. Puppies are over a pound now and all have fat bellies. They're becoming more active and vocal. It won't be long before their eyes and ears will be open and the fun times begin. Joy! Quiet and calm will slowly dissipate. I switched companies this week as I'm working on something large. Won't go into details due to privacy, but all is good. July 10th, I am told, is a pre-trial meeting to determine if your trial is pushed off to a later date. I'll let you know if I hear anything. And here is his response. Okay, yes, thank you, and try to keep adding funds. If I'm lucky, I might be able to use the kiosk again tomorrow and perhaps add a few more items like to candy and crackers. Yes, it sounds like the noisy times are upon you. I'm a bit jealous, though. I miss puppy time. What books are on the list that you have for me so I know what to add from my own list that I'm compiling? I hope your big project works out. Yes, I heard July 10th as well, and it's likely to be pushed off and dragged out for a while. Give Mom my love and write back. I will turn off the tablet and check again in a bit. Much love. And here is parents' response. Here is what's being sent. Jurassic Park, Lost World, Ready Player One, Lord of the Rings trilogy, and the origami book you wanted. Remaining on the list is Ultimate Hitchhiker, Dinotropia Lost, Moby Dick, 20,000, Jaws, It, Call of the Wild, Eruption, Dune Saga, Cycle of the Werewolf, Eyes of the Dragon, Christine, Lost World of Jurassic Park 2, Pirates Latitudes, Andromeda Strain, Next, and Prey. Mom sends hugs. We're both responding the same message. Loves and hugs. And here is his reply. Remove It and Christine and Call of the Wild from the list. I will send you my own list so you can compare and add as needed, minus what has already been received or is in transit like Congo. Please make sure it's just books and not box sets. I have a feeling even the box sets would be an issue. On the list as follows: The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Ready Player One, Dinotopia Lost World, Lord of the Rings trilogy, book, The Silmarillion, Jurassic Park, The Lost World, The Andromeda Strain, Pirates Latitude, Micro, Jaws, Moby Dick, Treasure Island, 2,000 Leagues Under the Sea, Journey to the Center of the Earth, Dracula, Frankenstein, The Howling trilogy book, Cycle of the Werewolf, Dune, Murder on the Orient Express, The Icewind Dale trilogy book, The Elf trilogy book, That's all for now. The battery's getting low again. Ugh. Both very much, and we'll check in later or the next couple of days. Hugs and kisses. Alright, and then we jump. It looks like there's some sort of email for clinics to Stephan Stern, so that's not really anything vital. And then there's a picture of an envelope that he got. It's like an Amazon package. Oh, there's a book. There's his Hobbit book. Hey. And there's his origami book that got, is this the one that got, yep, this is the one that got confiscated. He's not allowed to have that one. Here's some more packages from Amazon. I guess that's the one he's probably able to have. Wow. The books that he's asking for, some of them are very strange. Alright, looks like there's something from his public defender in here. That's probably got to be redacted. Yeah, that's probably it. Because these are all black. Yeah, any of that stuff is privileged. There's also some other stuff on here. So I'm not going to go through that in this video because this is already a long video and I want to keep them fairly short. So he's very concerned about having his coffee and his candy and his crackers and all of his books. And mom and dad are more than happy to grant any request their baby Stephan has. I don't know if they're in denial, if this is just they've just been enabling him their whole lives. Obviously, he lived with them part of the time, and then he lived with Jennifer. He's definitely, as far as I'm concerned, he's a mooch. But it's sick. It's truly sick that they are acting like everything's normal, and besides saying that they have to be careful sort of what they talk on there, dad seems to be keeping his mouth sort of shut, but mom had some interesting things to say as far as I'm concerned. That was worth all the other crap, hearing about how, oh, I gotta sleep on a flat mat, it's no cushion, and I don't even have my own fork to eat with. The guard told me to figure it out. Oh, how sad. How sad, Stephan. Again, we do not care. You brutally abused poor Maddie, and then you killed her. So there's zero sympathy at all for you from me. And I still hope every day that Jen Soto is going to get charged with something. I don't know what the detectives, it may not even be up to them. It may be the district attorney's office. We don't know what they have planned. Obviously she's probably lawyered up. I'm sure she is. I know folks would say, well, didn't she say she was checked into a mental institution? Well, she would have been for a period of time, but this is now July, so she's not in there anymore. Then there's also rumors that she's back to work. Again, we're going to stay with the facts as much as possible, but obviously we're going to speculate on some of this stuff. That's part of what we do. But the fact that she's not being charged at this point, that to me is the most frustrating part of this entire situation. I believe she knew what was happening. She sent her daughter to sleep with her boyfriend in room number 4, and there was a tripod in there and all sorts of nasty stuff, and there was also a tripod downstairs. You cannot tell me she had no idea that Maddie was being abused all these years. Do I think that Maddie didn't say anything? Yeah, I don't think she did. I think she was groomed to the point that she didn't say anything. And I believe mom knew. And for whatever reason, she kept him around. And there's also thoughts going out there saying, well, maybe he groomed her. It's possible he worked on Jen as well, but I still find it hard to believe she didn't know. And especially seeing all her interviews, the body cam with the way she was lack of emotion, and the interviews with Channel 9 and what have you, very rehearsed stories from both Jen and Stephan, and I believe by that evening she knew her daughter was dead. To what extent her involvement was in that day, we don't know that yet. I like to think she's not involved in the murder of her own daughter, but I wouldn't put anything past her at all. But again, let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'll go through the rest of the document, anything else I get shortly. But with that said, I hope you have a great rest of the day. And most of all, stay safe.